Hello, I'm Jennifer Forrest. I'm a reporter at Real Deals. Do you maybe want to introduce yourself and we can get into some questions?
Of course. Thanks for having us, Jennifer. My name's Jeffery. I'm the general manager at PALICO.
Amazing. I'm keen to ask you about private equity and its place online. Do you see the importance of GPs having a presence with their online and social media platforms?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's such a important medium, right? And really, I mean, to just even answer that question, one of the first things is, what does it mean for GPs and LPs to connect, and what does it mean to connect digitally? So, you do have databases on the one hand, and then on the other hand, you have placement agents, and then you have, of course, something like this, conferences, which blend digital in different ways. But a pure digital presence is something that hasn't really existed in its full form. And obviously there's reasons for that. There are regulations that limit how GPs can essentially market themselves. But that's changing. Firms are addressing those regulatory restrictions. For us at PALICO, we're there to really kind of take on those challenges and then essentially address them proactively.
Amazing stuff. And when GPs are looking at their online presence, is there maybe a priority between their online site and their social media? Are they perhaps using social media more than they did just a few years ago?
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, this is kind of new territory for most firms out there. So certainly there's a space for their websites to be, their calling card, right? It's one of the first things we look at, and that can be quite holistic in terms of the type of content you share. When it comes to social media, that's going to be much more specific. So GPs need to be really mindful about what social media channel they're using and the type of audience they have there, and really cater to what the audience is there, and also make sure that content addresses it and have in mind what those goals are going into it.
And I'm wondering how that affects their relationship with LPs. I think LPs want to maintain a level of discretion.
Yes.
But online and social media is quite a public thing. How does that relationship and the dynamic change?
Yeah. It's such a critical question to what we're addressing ourselves. So certainly, a platform that's going to succeed is very mindful of the needs of the LP. And of course, in keeping in mind the LP needs, you're essentially helping the GPs really look their best on a digital platform, because that's the whole problem, is that adoption being limited by uncertainty of kind of, what does it mean? Am I overexposing myself when I go digital? And for us at PALICO, of course, it's saying, okay, LPs getting feedback consistently, but saying, how can we help you discover, research, and access? And so the discovery in many ways happens anonymously, because we know from working with LPs that is critical. But we don't want it to limit it to that. We of course want them to dive in, research, and then contact those GPs and really kind of get that immediate access that often is just not there. LPs are very hungry to learn more, find opportunities, and then have conversations and then learn more. On the GP side, what we think is super interesting is really how can there be this storytelling. PE has been such an incredible asset class, and that success obviously brings more players. And so now it's more important than ever to really say, here, this is what makes me unique, this is what makes me a thought leader, and that's what we're really keen on. So really working with GPs on all the amazing content, all the research and experience that they have, and providing that in an easy and effective way for LPs to see, to follow, to track, and then to develop into conversations.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me this afternoon. It's
Thank you,
so
Jennifer.
interesting.
It's been a pleasure.